Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the show. Today, I have a great one planned for you. We're going to talk about how most people are wrong when they try to figure out the XRP market cap. We'll be told the truth by Zach Rector and Jay Claver. It's also possible to find more information in this place today. Guys, let me start this movie. There are going to be many specifics. Let's begin this section. I had to re-record this before I started this movie because I started to laugh. The hair on their faces is the same, and the same cut. Jake just needs some highlights on top of this, and it's possible that these two are brothers. Okay, let me play this. There wasn't much TA to do on XRP when it was worth 50 cents, right? It's not something you play around with very much. Since it's been moving, one thing I've been keeping a close eye on is the order books and the changes. We've also talked about this market cap factor, which is what I call it. What we've seen is that the market cap ratio for XRP goes from 50 to 200 times as the price goes up. I've seen it even more dramatic on the way down, when the ratio was 500 or 900x. That means that if $1 billion comes into XRP through the order books, the market value will rise by $50 billion. That means the number is not 1. Miscommunication has led to a lack of understanding about how this works, because people are stuck in the old way of thinking about market capitalization to value stocks, instead of trying to value this technology and network, and realizing that they are much less liquid than stocks. That's why they move in a much more dramatic way. At this point, though, people think it's crazy for me to talk about such big numbers. Some even say I should be shut down for talking about $30 XRP. Let's look at the numbers. Did the math. And if JP Morgan's statement is true, don't attack me. Instead, talk to JP Morgan about it. They think that between 4 and 8 billion will be put into XRP ETFs in the first year. I used the 200x increase on that now. This means that the market value has grown by $1.7 trillion. Yes, that's a trillion with a T. If XRP's market cap is a couple hundred billion at the time, you're getting close to 2 trillion. It's $30 worth of XRP, and we just hit a supply of 58 billion. So it will take a lot less money coming in than people have thought in the past to get to these astronomically high market caps. I became much more optimistic after doing this practice and keeping an eye on these numbers. I thought it would be hard to reach these high price goals, but then I learned it would be a lot easier than I thought. That's why people will think we're crazy when we talk about $30 XRP. Someone is figuring out the market cap and telling Zach, well, Zach, that's 50 trillion market cap. So they give him $100 or $1,000 XRP. That's bigger than all of the stocks put together. You say, well, yes, this does solve a problem that could be bigger than all the stocks put together. To add to what you said, XRP could easily reach these prices if we only get small amounts of this action on Swift futures. When you add that to the money coming into the ETFs, etc., people are wrong about how easy it will be to go to these higher prices. Wow, I really liked that video clip. I hope many of you learned something or found it useful. You know what I'm off about? I always present research-based facts on my show. You know how much value would be added to the XRP record if all of these different types of assets were turned into tokens? It's not. I think it's crazy that XRP could reach $1,000 or $5,000 in the next 10 years. I believe it is very true. I really do. Everything I've learned in the last 5 years keeps me pushing that in that way. I believe it with all my heart, but I really think that we will get to those levels in the next 10 years. If I learned something that changed everything, I would start saying something sooner rather than later. Okay, why does the price of an XRP go up? I hear people say, okay, so it's because there are two ledgers when banks from all over the world buy huge amounts. Some financial officials might say it's dishonest to hide an asset's real price. I think the two ledgers will match up on July 14th. That's the private ledgers, right? There are public ledgers and private ledgers. On the private ledgers, you can pretty much set any settings you want. Those are really like a test site. Okay. And if some central banks, wholesale CBDCs or banks want to have their own ledgers, private ledgers, on the XRP ledger, those two will finally merge into one where the prices and values are the same. However, testing is usually done on the private ones. This is where it says private XRP ledger and Ripple CBDC ledger. For central banks and other financial firms, Ripple has made a private version of the XRP ledger for digital currencies issued by central banks and business use. This secret ledger was made. Compared to the public XRP ledger, it gives you more safety, control, and room to grow. This ledger is based on the same technology as the XRP ledger and can handle 100,000 transactions per second. Okay, let's go. Versant put up this senior vice president, confirmed the SEC hasn't stopped Ripple from growing around the world. This isn't really an old clip. It was just posted again. Have fun. Now let me tell you what I would say. I live in Singapore, and we have been building non-stop all over the world, even though the SEC sued us. So it hasn't stopped us. The world has still been coming up with new ideas. We're hoping for the best, but we've already thought of ways to get around that. In the meantime, we're working with officials around the world who are much friendlier, such as the MAS in Singapore, Dubai, Tokyo, Switzerland, and the UK. They want to talk to each other. It seems like they want to talk, so we're going to keep moving that one along too. We also hope that the US will join this exciting new idea that we're all talking about here. Please keep in mind that the case against Ripple only affected their business in the United States. This video clip impressed me. This video clip is something I talk about in some of my movies. I'm glad I found it again. This is where Ripple talks about how users won't be able to see the price of XRP. Also, if the value of XRP goes up, the value of the answer goes up too, because there will be more liquidity on the network. Does XRP have more value than the other coins on the table? We hide our customers from any changes in the open market and keep them safe. It doesn't matter to you how much XRP is equal to, say, how much Singaporean dollars. That's all you want to know. Like, can you send your $1 million payment to Vietnam? This means that the customer is never subject to changes in the digital asset's price, since it takes so little time, right? And you usually get it when you use the SWIFT method to send money to someone else in another country. You send the money and then you find out if you send enough money to cover the fees, or if the fees are going to be higher with an XRP payment through Ripple. You know how much it will cost you to send that payment before you really send it. A quote is something that is really helpful when you're moving money around the world. Okay, there are rumors that the case between the SEC and Ripple has been solved behind the scenes. It's just not been made public yet. Remember that Ripple was trying to get the $125 million fine lowered, and they were also likely trying to sell XRP to banks without breaking the judge's order. The judge said that's not possible for the wave. That's something Ripple is working to get fixed. Different people say that this has already been figured out, but I'm still waiting for the official word. Okay, here you go. It may not seem possible for XRP to reach 5,000, but math tells us it can happen. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've made it this far, please hit like. If you haven't already, you might want to subscribe. I promise that every day I will bring you the latest news and facts about Ripple and XRP. Let's play. At $1 per XRP, it takes 1 billion XRP to move $1 billion. 1 million coins are enough for the same deal, if each XRP is worth $1,000. Two types of higher prices. One for fewer tokens, and one for deals that are faster and more efficient. For every move, the system has to move billions of pieces. Would you trust it? This is where things get interesting. The fight over market caps. A security's market cap often limits its